2016 created influencers, million-dollar brands, and viral businesses, and the internet is starting to look like that again. In this episode, I'm going to give you 6 reasons why 2026 is the new 2016. I'm Kristen, and this is Forward Life Daily, where we help you go from stuck to unstoppable with faith-based guidance and actionable steps. So stick around, we're going to delve into that today. If you could, please subscribe to our channel at Forward Life Network, where we are building a faith-based media company that moves you forward. There's going to be a lot of great content coming your way, and for us to be able to provide you with the best experience and the best content, the best thing you can do for us is it's free and it's simple. Just click that subscribe button. Thank you so much. I don't know about you, but I can't even believe that 2016 was a decade ago. It literally seems like yesterday. I know people had their winged eyeliner and their major makeup, which still we kind of do today. But it was before the clean girl aesthetic and all those things were happening. 2016 was an interesting time. And so one of the trends that's been going on the internet is a lot of people have been posting photos back in that time frame. They've been talking about that time frame. Makeup styles have been coming back. Fashion styles have been coming back. I know I got my skinny jeans on right now. I don't know if I ever got out of that fashion trend. But that's the topic that's been going around. So I just wanted to talk about that today. How is 2026 the new 2016 when we look at social media and we look at business? So number one is something that we're seeing is that algorithms are actually favoring individuals again. And for a while, it seemed like, big companies started dominating social media, but now a lot of the algorithms are pushing individual creators, which was something that had started, back in that generation, in that era, I should say, not generation, but in that era. So, I think that people, as they're consuming content, they want real faces, they want real stories, they want real personalities. It means like they want one person, to connect with. And so anybody with a phone can still build a big brand. And so we're kind of seeing that switch back into that style of branding and marketing on social media. Something else I think we're seeing is that attention is resetting. And what I mean by that is every few years, the internet, it seems that the attention sets again. And so you see new audience showing up, you see new platforms begin to grow, and a batch of new creators on the rise. And that's kind of what happened around 2016. And so we're seeing that again in the marketplace, in the landscape of social media. Number 3, I think another thing that we are getting back to in content is authentic content seems to be winning again. So, highly produced content was dominating there for a while, but I think now the content that's getting the most engagement is simple, it's real, it's quick, it's relatable. I think the barrier of entry into that space is creating more opportunity. And for one, I really enjoy that. I think that I've been on social media for a long time. And when I first started on it, I was actually in college, and it was in 2007 and even before that. And I actually got on Facebook right as Facebook was created, actually. That kind of dates me, but that's the truth. I was one of the first people to be on Facebook because he first started it for certain campuses, and then it got opened up to everybody that was in college. So that was kind of my start on social media, and everything was like really authentic, and it was really like person to person. And it was there was the social in social media, which was really great. And then sort of as I got out of college and my career started up, I started doing marketing and things like that in small business and larger business. And you saw how in those spaces, a lot of big businesses started getting involved, and Facebook became like this convoluted business platform. And, so I think that's really neat to see right now is that there is that pushback and people really want authentic connection, and they still want the social back into social media. And even seeing how some larger brands have been navigating that, I think is really unique and interesting, where they're still trying to create that relational component. And I don't think that's ever going to go away. I think people want that relational component, and I don't think that even with a high production value, we're going to ever see that completely go away. So I think it's really important to find ways to have that authentic voice, whether you're a small brand, big brand, or just influencer or just normal person. I think keeping that, authentic voice is really important. Number four, I think a thing that we're seeing that is pays homage to 2016 is that personal brands are becoming the new business. And in 2016, people realized something powerful, that a personal brand could become a business. So you saw creators building courses, building communities, building digital products, building media brands. It was a time when the creator economy was really exploding, and we saw that really become a thing. And even in that time period when I was working in the business world, I there was times where I was mentoring people to get a new job. Like, they weren't necessarily a content creator or a business builder, but they were just looking for new employment. And I always said, think of yourself like a brand. Everybody nowadays is a personal brand. And so we would look at their resumes and we would rebrand their resume. And I would say, think of yourself as a product. And, what are the three things that, if I were to put you up against all these other people, what are the three things that really you embody? And so we would kind of take those three attributes and we would build their resume around that. And that was just, even that message of personal branding was like so important back in that time period. And I think it's even extra important now, even in the job market. Even if you're just searching for a job, it's really important to brand yourself. And so we're going to make those kind of resources available to you. But yeah, we'll find out more about that later. Number five is that new platforms back in 2016 equaled new millionaires. And so every time a platform matures, there's always the people that jump on it early and they seem to get the big wins. We had Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat influencers were really big in 2016. And I'd say right now we have, TikTok, we have short form video, we have creator communities. So that next wave of platforms is something that's currently developing. But I think if you stay in that mindset of 2016 where you keep researching and jump on those platforms, it's really important to be, in that early part of those platforms so that you can have a bigger impact in that way. Number six is the cost to start is lower than ever. And that's something that you saw in 2016. You didn't need a big company and a big budget to start something online. You just needed an idea and a phone and consistency. And I think that's happening again as we talk about, going from these, authentic brands to like, when going into high production, going into celebrity, all that stuff. I think today we are seeing more of a rollback that you can launch a brand, a media platform, a coaching business, a digital product all from your phone. So again, I think that barrier to entry is dropping again, which means there's a lot more opportunity out there. So I would encourage you to use what you have and take steps forward and not just wait to have, incredible production, which is great. It's great to have that kind of, great production. but starting with where you have and what you have and where you're at is great as well. So, as we look back at 2016 and we talk about these six things of, we're in 2026, but it's really like 2016. I think that the biggest opportunities online are usually going to be happening when most people are just watching a trend. It's going to be the people that are participating. So, I highly recommend, staying up to date with what those trends are and getting on our website at forwardlifenetwork.com, getting on our email list, and staying up to date with what those trends are, and realizing that you don't have to have the high budget to start. You just have to have an authentic voice and consistency.